everybody. Happy Sunday. We're doing it again. Just a little bit late. Came from another show. Going to do my show here. So today we are going to continue with our lesson. And it is from You Guys Live Manifestation Workbook. And today's lesson is your past does not control your future. Do not be colored by your past, because it does not color your future. I know you like, nah, that's not right. That's not possible. You're not understanding me. You're not hearing me. So let me explain it to you. I'm a little bit cold here today. This weather. So let me explain. So some of the things I say is, number one, okay, letting the past color your future is not in the cards, okay? We take the lessons from the past to get to the opportunities of seeing how you can get out of a different situation. Sometimes the situation looks like it was impossible, but you know that is not. The past can bring out our strengths, our talents that would have otherwise been dormant if you did not know these past situations that you experience. No matter where you come from, never be ashamed. Celebrate you have made it through. It's alive. Alive, you're being, you're breathing, and blessed because you got to see another day and see and go on to the next level. No matter how dark it was, light shines through the darkness at all times, okay? Now, for this, as I told you in my book, I give you exercises. Besides the writing, I give you some tools. And this you would need, I would say, a diffuser, some lemon, some peppermint, together with some spearmint. And you could actually go get some peppermint spearmint leaves, put it in a pot of water with some lemon peels, put it in the water and boil it and be in the area, and it is basically aromatherapy. So as we're dealing with this is something that you're going to need to really look at and go with. So my first thing is, where would you be today without your past? Thank goodness it's behind you, right? And not in front of you. Okay, right now. Your past, be grateful. Where would you be today without your past? Like, think about it. If you didn't have your past, would you be the person that you are standing in this moment? Meaning, would you have the blessings that you have at this very moment? Would you? Would you know the things that you know? The education that you receive about a situation, about your job, about maybe being a parent, being a daughter-in-law, being thing in your occupation, in your relationship. If you had not experienced the heartache, the pain, would you be in the beautiful relationship that you're in now? Would you be able to open and communicate with that person if you hadn't experienced some issues and some things in your past? Would you be able to recognize some of the signs of things you did not want in a relationship, things you did not want in a job, things that you did not like about a house? I mean, these are all things of your past. Because you can go, you're eager, you get your first apartment. I share a little story time with you for a little bit. I got my first apartment. It was down in North Philadelphia, in the heart of North Philly, down there by Broad Street, and I forget where else, like down there in Broad Street. So really hard Philly. So for me, my first apartment I got, I actually had to go out of one part of my apartment. It was downstairs on the first floor where people come in and up, and the other people had it upstairs. I was on the base downstairs, first floor. So when you come in, you have access to all my doors. My bathroom, I had to go out of my living room, dining room area, go into my bathroom, okay, with all my stuff out in the hallway, and take a shower, brush my teeth, whatever. And at this time, I was pregnant and had another child on the way. Okay, so then not only that, I had to go out of there, out of one part of my apartment, out of another apartment, and go in the other part to cook my food and bring that back into the other place, lock the door, lock my bathroom, and then go into the other part of my apartment. This is an apartment. It was considered an apartment. So anybody coming in, all three doors were mine. My bathroom, I had to go out. My bedroom, I had to go out. My kitchen, I had to go out. So, living room, no. No. So this gave me a sense of what I did not want in my next apartment and house. And from there, I realized I am not an apartment person. Anytime I move into an apartment, I move automatically out. And I had to learn that about myself. Okay, well, I figured it wasn't the area. So this is an example. I learned something about myself. I don't like apartments. My next apartment, it was not going to be me going in and out for me. Because first of all, I didn't even know what apartment was. I grew up in a house, so I didn't know they exist. And that was just really strange. So that's me growing pains. Now, that's something to think about. First relationship, all in love and all of this, and grew up knowing my mama would say, you know what, baby girl, this is what you do. You take care of a man, you feed him, you clothe him, you're there for him. When they want sex, that. Now, my grandmama, on the other hand, would have say, you know what? You don't have to, if you're not in the mood to have sex, you're not in the mood to have sex. You need to be able to have open communication. You need to talk to them. You need to put your wants and your thoughts and about what you want and what you expect in this relationship. That is the first thing. And I'm glad she said that, because I didn't have a clue. My first relationship, I got pregnant. If you want to think about it, I was older. I was 19. Graduated high school, in the military. Didn't have a clue about that. So I had to learn what is a relationship. What is my ideal relationship? Because people can give you advice, but until you actually experience it, you don't know. So in that first relationship, I probably wasn't the best girlfriend. So for that, I have to take, and that was growing pains to learn how do I want and how I'm going to present myself, not or how I am reacting with this partner in a relationship. That's your past. Does that color me? No, it shouldn't color you at all. It gives you a better understanding of what you are and who you are and what you want. And it gives you, hopefully, an understanding of how to communicate, because some of the things you tried to do in your other relationship didn't work. And why didn't they work? Were you taught to be a martyr? Were you taught that you just accept? Those are things you need to understand. Did you have codependence issues? Was the person a drug addict? Was the person a drug dealer? Were you a drug addict? Was you a drug dealer? Were you not being a proper mother? These are all key points. Was your mental stability stable is another point. Were you stable? See, we don't think about these things in this relationship. What did you see in your past a relationship, did you see or know what a healthy relationship was? Or all what's around you was dysfunctional relationships? So that is another grasp to think about your past. How, what another question is, how to use your past. You use your past to make better. My thing is, don't try to change anybody. Try to change. If you don't like something in yourself, you change it. Don't change for somebody else. Change for you. You be the change that you want to see and be. You find something or someone that assimilates or align of what you want. And you keep and you study and you work with them. It's like a mentor. You see someone you like, you try to work with them and get a better understanding where you're going to go from your past. The next one's next question was, does your past hold in your mind and how you feel towards your future? Now, that's a very important question. Sometimes we have so much anger at these people and we refuse to let it go. And we think it's hurting them. Honey, it ain't hurting the soul. It's not, I'm not going to say so. It's hurting you, not them. It's hurting you. Why is it hurting you? Because that anger, it develops and it festers in your body. And it festers not only physically, but spiritually and psychically. And when it festers, it becomes a disease, an illness, because you have not resolved those. And all depends on what part of the body it is. It affects. This is not just for women. This is men too. Men get prostate cancer. They get throat cancer. They get colon cancer. Women get breast cancer. They get uterine cancer, cervix cancer. You get cancer of the throat as well. So these different things, or you can get cancer of your gland, your glandular nodes. So cancer is a form of anger, unresolved issues from your past that you have to deal with sometimes. And sometimes we think we deal with it, but when we dive deeper and deeper and deeper, we will realize that we have not really dealt with the anger that we have. And sometimes we don't even know that we're angry because we've been in this, we have these walls up of what we call protection for so long that's how we live, that's how we do. And it's like, oh, okay, this is who I am. This is who I am, and this is what I'm going to do with this. So when we get past that, what do we do to get past that anger? What do we do to break through these chains? And I'm not saying, like I said, I give you tools of what you can do. You can be forgiven. You can write a letter. You can talk about it. I'm going to keep going. So another thing, how does the past color your views today, and why, and what role does it play in your life today? That's a question for you. It can play a role that you might not want to be a mama. It might play a role that you might not have a better understanding of yourself. It can play a part of confusion. It can play a part of you not wanting to learn. It can play a part of you continue to have dysfunctional relationships. That's what it can do. The question is, name 5 benefits from your past and situations that brought in the present a blessing to you. Name 5 things. 7 things if you want. Write them down. Think about, meditate on them. I say the 5 things. My childhood taught me how to be a mother. My experience, my experience itself taught me how to get healthy. My having a daughter that was healthy but given a medical illness caused by another doctor, it taught me to be an advocate. It taught me to fight. It taught me to stand up. It taught me what I was not going to take. I'm good for fighting for other people. That's good. What also? The thing that I learned is that situation, I don't have to be boggled down. I can move anywhere I want to. Did I name 5 things? If I put my mind to it, I can move a mountain, and a mountain would move for me. That was the thing. And I answered my own question. How useful was your past to you? And last question, what challenges did your past bring you? What challenges did your past bring you? Challenges could be, okay, let's talk about if you've committed a crime and you've paid your debt to society, should you still be thought of that crime? Now, that's a double-edged sword because it's 2 different things. And you know what I mean if you're out there. If you robbed a bank, you went to jail for robbing a bank. Are you going to go back and rob another bank again? Or are there going to be some changes? Is there steps to prepare you for to be some changes? Now, some people have taken that situation of being in jail, where a lot of people don't want to hire felons because they have to disclose that they are a felon or a criminal, been to jail, blah, 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 whatever. They have to disclose that. So they said, we're not going to be prejudiced of you. We cannot deny you, but they do. They hold that accountable. So what do you do to think about that? You think outside the box. So what most people do is they actually go to college. They actually study, or they find a mentor or somebody to work with them, and they work their way up through a system that they're good at. And whatever craft they learned where they were in that institution, they apply it on the outside to make them money. Then they learn to also to make their own business. So they don't let that stop them. So you see how I'm saying your past doesn't have to color your future, where you thinking, oh, okay, this is not going to work. Your past, because you've been incarcerated, you definitely think outside the box. So you're already an entrepreneur by trade. Okay, you just have to put those of what you're good at. So my thing is, if you're good at hustling, you're a good seller, you're a good entrepreneur, you have charisma. These are things that you can use for you to better your business. What are you good at? What do you like the most about your products or things out there in the world? I used to go back in the day, there used to be some hustlers that used to sell bootleg DVDs out of their things, or bootleg VHS tapes. I don't know if y'all know anything about that. It's a VH tape. It's like the square thing. You put it in and you can watch it. It was bootleg. They would go to the movies, and that's entrepreneur spirit. You feel what I'm saying? There was people just doing their thing. So they would go and they get these movies, and they be out there selling the movies. You take them home and you put it, and that's why they got the FBI warning. That's why they got the FBI warning on there about them not, being able to sell whatever. But you gotta admire the spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit that they had. So then they figure out, okay, say somebody knocked over, got for books, or creating books. Well, they'd be a good accountant. They have that skill already, so they would have TurboTax, all of that stuff, Excel sheet. They know how to do that and get that down and things. But they're also good with the numbers because their numbers, the number games is real good, is real tight. I'm just saying. These are just some things. I'm not telling you to do any of these things. I'm just saying that these people with minds, how they can turn their negative into a positive. How that I know of someone that has been in that situation that's come up and has done extraordinary things, created business, had LLCs, got the potential, but the only thing was his past. So he put everything in his wife's name and was teaching her the game of how to get her up on her stuff. Unfortunately, he didn't pass it down to his children, his entrepreneurial spirit, which would be a good thing. Teach your entrepreneurial spirit to your children so your legacy goes on and live on. So to me, hats off, the bomb, right? So with that, your past doesn't have to color you. Now, my friend said, once a liar, always a liar. Not true. Some people lie because they're trying to escape from their past or what they feel their future would be. And some people lie to protect people. Some people lie just to lie. And there's certain kind of liars. So just with that, that's a double-edged sword. You want to be careful with people that constantly lie for no reason. And I learned that people that lie also is a protective shell, because in their mind they've been judged so much that they have to live in their fantasy. And technically, they can actually get what they're saying they have or want or be, but they just got to get the spirit or make the connection to get exactly what they say. Or they've done this and they've done that. They haven't done it, but we're doing this. We're in the process saying that. So those people gotta be careful. So, but it doesn't have to color you, because they could be like, you know what? That girl right there, she used to lie all the time. She was such a liar. But now she's a woman. She don't have to lie because now she's living her truth. Everything that she said that she was back then, she has it now. So her lie became her truth. And there are creative people that lie creatively. They're good. They should be story writers. Just saying. So don't let your past. If some people are drug addicts, okay? I've known some of them. Some drug addicts are the best business person because they know the ways to manipulate and do all that stuff and get business done. Best entrepreneurs as well. Another one. So that negative can be a positive. Some of the things that from their past, a neglectful mother. She was neglectful. Maybe she was doing drugs or alcohol, but what was behind her doing drugs or alcohol? Was she escaping abuse? Was she forced in prostitution? It's a lot of different things. She was molested. It was so much things that make people go the other way, that when we start judging, we don't know. That person from doing that can turn their life around and be that very best. Not doing drugs, the best mother, the best grandmother. And because of their past, they're able to acquire and give some skills to their future children what not to do in the future. Now, whether that child takes that advice because this is their life journey and not ours or yours, we have to be mindful with that, because sometimes we want to make sure they don't get some of us mothers don't want to make sure that they don't get no hurts, no boo-boos. We want to make sure they clean and everything. But we forget that this is their life journey. So some of that time they're going to have to make mistakes. And some of the time I'll be like, I'm going to be honest. Why in the world you did not listen to me when I told you what I told you? I've been here, dude. And my advice is, dude, if you wanted to be here before me, you know so much, you should have pushed me out of line and got ahead and be my father. That's what I told my son. If you know so much, you should have pushed me out of the way, got in front of me, and been my father, and I would have chose you. But instead, you chose me for a reason. That's what you can use on your children when they get smart. I mean, I have to be creative because I have a Gemini. Oh my God. And Geminis are whoo, they're trying. I'm not gonna say my Capricorn daughter, she was a different matter. She was creative. So some of the stuff I just didn't know she did. But just saying, just some of the things that you gotta think about on your past. So also, when you're thinking about your past, you want to straighten it up, like the things you don't. Make a list of the things that you want to do if you got to clean up your image, because even you can get a little PR for yourself for free. You know what I'm saying? Do your own PR work. You are your own PR work. I'm just saying, it's so much we don't think about when you do your stuff. PR work is like, how do you want to come across? You might even have to move to another city, cross country, another country, and start all over again. When nobody knows you, you start off from scratch and you just do your stuff. And then people begin to rely and you get that feeling of momentum. So when you go back, you let them know, that's not who I am anymore. I am this person. And then they start to accept you. So these are some key things that you can do to change. You move out of the situation, move out the neighborhood, move out the area, move out the state, move out the country, move wherever it's going to make you happy, that you feel you need a breath air. Take a break from the other people. Look, let them know, I'm going to hiatus. I need to take a break and I'll get back with you later. And start developing the characters that you want to be. Look up videos of the characters you want to be. Study them. Write it down. Start seeing what they do that you like, why you like them. Write it down. Why do you like their character? What is it about them? What made them successful? What hurts did they come from? Did they come from sexual abuse? Did they come from an alcoholic parent? Did they come from living in the projects? Did they come from living on the streets? Did they come from being a drug dealer? What was their inspiration for? Let me give you a remarkable man I want y'all to think about, and think about it really, really nice. From my understanding, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that Malcolm X was a pimp, or a pimp on the street, and became entered in the Nation of Islam. So taking that something negative and making it powerful, and his voice is very well heard, and him developing and understanding and going and being very militant, and then going to Mecca and understanding the connection and wanting getting together, and was in the process of him and Martin Luther King coming together and backing each other up. That is something, your past coming and grooming and being the sensational man that he is thought of today. There are a lot of people with sketchy passes that have come up and are phenomenal today. Phenomenal. But you need to, recognize that. So I thought I'd give you some food for thought. I would love to know your opinion and what you would want to do with this. So I will be doing my shows on Sunday. If it's not me doing it, I will be setting up live. I will be setting up broadcasts. So I'm going to try to see some of the shows I have, if I can transfer them from radio on to YouTube. As soon as I figure that out, I'll be back with you. I want to say this is 96B4U TV. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again. Toodles for now.